So we do it how we do it. All up in your face, man, I hate to put you through it. I be up all night, whole crew's in here. 'Cause I don't really know who I'ma lose this year. Oh, man, I love my team, man, I love my team. I would die for them niggas, oh. I'm about whatever, man. Fuck what they be talking about. Their opinion doesn't count. We the only thing that matters. Oh, so we do it how we do it. All up in your face, man. I hate to put you through it. I be up all night, whole crew's in here. 'Cause I don't really know who I'ma lose this year. Oh, man, I love my team, man, I love my team. I would die for them niggas. I'm about whatever, man. Fuck what they be talking about. Their opinion doesn't count. We the only thing that matters. Oh, so we do it how we do it. All up in your face, man. I hate to put you through it. I be up all night, whole crew's in here. 'Cause I don't really know who I'ma lose this year. Oh, man, I love my team, man, I love my team. I would die for them niggas. Oh. I'm about whatever, man. Fuck what they be talking about. Their opinion doesn't count. We the only thing that matters. Oh, so we do it how we do it. All up in your face, man. I hate to put you through it. I be up all night, whole crew's in here. 'Cause I don't really know who I'ma lose this year. Oh, man, I love my team, man, I love my team. I would die for them niggas. Oh.
There was an idea. Start called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more. See if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could. Phil Coulson died still believing in that idea. In heroes. Well, it's an old-fashioned notion.
may not have been present at the recently concluded, meaning just an hour ago, press conference of the government. And I'm starting there because I asked the question that I ask several times when I stand here. Where was the chair of the National Security Council at that press conference? Because I'm sure that you, the members of the media, would have had a lot of questions to ask. And no doubt when we have completed our remarks, you would ask us a lot of questions. So we continue to have a missing Prime Minister from these press conferences. And I call on the Prime Minister again to make herself available to take questions from the media as it relates to this very important matter of the. But let me remind you what the Honorable Prime Minister said when Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley was Prime Minister and a state of emergency was declared at the time. This is what the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said. The SOE's lack of seriousness is evident as Rowley did not find it important to attend the press conference to address citizens, but chose to play golf and enjoy the 50 million taxpayers' dollars for fetting and rum drinking. That was her response. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is the head of the National Security Council, yet he has gone into hiding. I ask you, who has gone into hiding? Is he afraid of the very criminals that have caused so much death and destruction in our country? The Prime Minister could not find the courage to address the nation. But here again, we find that our Prime Minister continues to make herself absent. Let me just read a couple of the statements from the Prime Minister, having stated that the National Security Council met, and I'm reading because it's important. The National Security Council noted, following the end of the previous state of emergency on January 31st, 2026, there has been an increase in violent criminal activity across the country, most of which has been carried out by members of organized criminal gangs. Now, I know the Honourable Scotland is going to deal with a couple of issues, but it's important for us to note that in this recently concluded state of emergency, we must ask ourselves, how many of the hundreds of persons that were arrested and kept in custody, how many of those persons were charged? How many of those persons were convicted? But here again, they are calling another state of emergency. And why am I asking you about that? Because when I was a senator a couple of years ago, I filed a question to the then Minister of National Security, Brigadier Sandy. And at that time, and that would have been the 2011 state of emergency, over 8,000 persons were arrested by this same UNC government. And following their arrest, there was a conviction rate of less than 10%. Over 8,000 persons. And the recently concluded SOE, when we get the figures, it is no different. And here again, there is another SOE. It is important to note that the Newsday article by Joey Bartlett, thanks to the cops, not the SOE. So what is it that the Commissioner of Police was saying? The Commissioner of Police was saying, while some may fear that when the SOE is lifted, murders will rise once again, Commissioner Guevara said he is confident the measures the TTPS have put in place will have a lasting effect. The reduction in murders and serious crimes, he argued, was tied to precision targeting of specific violent offenders, gang leadership, firearm traffickers, and facilitators. So here it is, And this is January. And you would recall that there was this press conference and they made it abundantly clear. As a matter of fact, there has been a boast as it relates to the reduction of crime. The commissioner said it's because of the police. But let's go a little further. The Prime Minister attended the CARICOM heads of government in St. Kitts, and this is what the Prime Minister had to say. In 2025, with a change of policy to treat with drug cartels and gangs as violent terrorist organizations, the military action by the American military in the Caribbean caused Trinidad and Tobago murder rate to decrease by 42%, or 257 murders. This is just last week. So you have January, that the reduction has nothing to do with the SOE, it has to do with the police. Then you have the Prime Minister going to CARICOM and indicating you have a reduction by 42%. And the last comment I will make at this time, because I'll be here again, is that the radar that was set up in Tobago, they gave us a clear indication that this radar is going to result in a reduction of crime. But here it is. Having said and having boasted about a reduction in crime, here it is again, that they come and say to us that they have some information. The National Security Council was informed that intelligence recently gathered indicated credible threats to attack police officers, prison officers, and other members of the security and legal services. I want to remind the media and members of the public. We stood here a couple months ago, and you would remember that the SOE had to deal with ministers, members of the judiciary being attacked. And they were indicating to the public that they were trying to put in place measures to avoid a bloodbath in Trinidad and Tobago. They come now, just a month ago, everything was fine. Reduction in crime, things under control. You have put in place all sorts of measures using technology, and you're saying to the public, not the SOE, we now have everything in place. And just literally days later, after the Prime Minister made her statement in CARICOM, we now have a totally different thing. I want to remind members of the public about the situation in 2011, when they told us the same thing, hotspots, and Honorable Scotland is going to deal with the Zoso bill, because they want the public to believe that the opposition is responsible for the upsurge in crime. I want to repeat myself. I made it abundantly clear when I became the leader of the opposition that we as the opposition recognize the issue of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have made it abundantly clear about our willingness to work with the government to deal with this matter. But we are not a rubber stamp opposition. It cannot be that you bring bills before the Parliament, and before the bills are even debated, you say to members of the Senate that we are not going to deal with any amendments. You don't even wait. You don't even listen to what the amendments are being put forward. But your position is, what we bring, you must accept. What we bring, you must vote for. Not collaborate, not work together, not a give and take, not willing to accept the expertise of the opposition, but simply to say to us, take it or leave it. And when you propose amendments, then you come with this make-up story about independent senators asking the government favors for their vote. And up to today, The Prime Minister cannot name those independent senators, and that is because that allegation was totally false, was totally false, was totally false.
Good afternoon to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon to all on Sundry. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you on TikTok. Good afternoon to you on Facebook. Good afternoon to you on YouTube. And good afternoon to you that join us on Instagram. So our Instagram page is Workers' Rights 868. Or you could, many of you that are on Instagram, subscribe to our platform on Instagram. Follow us, that we can make that 1,000 followers and go live there too when it is needed. But Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the Caribbean, today as I come before you, today being the 9th of the 7th month 2026, you know, yesterday we would have dealt with certain issues where we were talking of unity, of coming together, of fighting this great evil that is plaguing us here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I reached a point that we had to come clean and we had to say it as we see it. There will always be fights taking place because there will always be people that have difference of opinion. But what caused the fight? What has caused the fight some of the times is that some of us are unwilling to accept reality. Some of us are seeing friends and calling them enemies. Some of us are seeing enemies and shaking hands with them. But I am here to tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, you see, people with an ambition is the most deadliest one. And when the ambition is just based on self, it becomes dangerous. So I'm here to say this without a shadow of a doubt, Trinidad and Tobago. At this point in time, the only hope that we have for this country is Pennelope Beckles. And here is why. There are a lot of people, just like the UNC, that is aspiring for a different type of leadership. And they are aggressively, they ain't coming to face up in no internal election, you know. They're using people on the outside to push a narrative about the present leader of the People's National Movement. Here it is, Trinidad and Tobago. There are a group of people believe so deeply in the patriarchal system that they believe no woman is worthy to lead them. And Trinidad and Tobago, they are going at all lengths because the nurse an internal grievance that they didn't want no woman to lead them. So they pull all types of argument and they shove it in the public domain. And some of us is so gullible that we believe in the foolishness and run with it. Yeah, some of us here are so gullible, believing in a narrative, a personal dislike wrap in what we call weakness, because there are some of them personally, they didn't want a woman rule them, so they wrap it in disguised logic. When I am seeing nothing more than strength in the leadership of the PNM, there are some that is within the PNM that have notions that if somebody else lead the PNM, they will get what they want. And they are putting their selfish desires in front. And to hell with the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. To hell with you. To hell with if proper protocol and procedures would have been followed. I don't want a woman lead me, so I'm going on the express. I'm going on radio stations. And I'm spewing propaganda. Hey, I never see she before, so what? So what? My God. And it's a good thing, Trinidad and Tobago, I would have attended a PNM Thanksgiving. And no other than Marvin Gonzalez could have explained this thing better. And what I'm going to do is play the video, the amateur video from Marvin Gonzalez. Yes, it's amateur footage. I would have taken it from where I was sitting down, I and Victor. The rest of the team supposed to be there, but because of other things, they were not there. So what I'm going to do is play the video in which Marvin Gonzalez would have explained this thing explicitly. But I am telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, Pennelope Beckles, they be calm. But oh God, that woman deadly. And she not a ball like Rowley. She not a lie like Kamala. But being her authentic self, I am seeing that Trinidad and Tobago is safe in the hands of Pennelope Beckles. And anybody that decide to fight against that, it's at 2029, or you can fight for leadership then. But anytime, or you're still at this point in time, after the leadership election already gone, and or you're still fighting for the position, or you're no longer is fighting for that, or you're trying to mash up and destroy the only thing that could save Trinidad and Tobago. And there is where I and you is going to have a problem. I ain't gonna call no name yet. But when that time come, I ain't afraid that too. So what I am going to do here is play a tape from Marvin Gonzalez, where he would have explained this thing through the type of leadership that Pennelope Beckles would have brought to the forefront, would have brought to the table, in which he believed in. And he's sending a message that the rest of you in this country should also believe in too. And after that, we are going to bring up everybody within the panel and have a panel discussion on this. And just like that, the numbers on the screen, you could call in and give your points. We're freelancing here today. So let me play this video from Marvin Gonzalez, and then we will add everybody up on the platform so they can have their say on what is taking place within this country. So anything that we miss, or you keep it close, the numbers, the lines are going to open after this clip.
You feel that your emotion can't go lower, and you know that the battle that you're fighting, it's a tough one. And with the political leader, you have to demonstrate calmness, you have to demonstrate stability, and as the leader of the caucus, you cannot show your colleagues that you have consequence. And the political leader will tell you from time to time, we will have gone through some dark moments in the parliament. And when you look back at it, it is only through God that we survive. So when the political leader can summon the party into prayer to observe our first year as leader of the movement, to me it suggests one thing. Because politics has a way of making people believe that they are the brightest in the room and that they can rely on their brightness to navigate all things. Some people believe that because of their experience, being around for 40 years and 30 years, that alone is enough to take them through. Some people believe that their academics and their academic qualification is enough to take them through. But when a political leader can summon a party to prayer and worship, the political leader is telling us that whilst all of these qualities are good, if you do not have God on your side, the political leader is saying that despite everything, it is only God who will take us through. As the chairman of the party, I must tell you, the last year was not easy for all of us. It is only through God we got through. The coming year is not going to be easy for all of us. This country will be traumatized. This country will be attacked, as it has never been attacked before. Yes, sir. And I dare say that perhaps in PNM's 70 years of its existence, this season will present the greatest test of its 70 years, to the extent that the house that we now assemble is now under threat. And the threat is not only against Balize House, it is against the threat, it's a threat that is against the soul of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, sir.
And therefore, as I said in Pakistan Bay, forget who you don't like. Our internal differences could never be more important than us coming together to save Trinidad and Tobago. And as we speak today, religious leaders, there are some families, many families, cannot afford food on their table. because the PNM is out of office. Many of them do not know how they're going to send their children to school in September because the PNM is out of office. And when they come to my constituency office because they cannot feed their children, I cannot tell them who don't like who in the PNM. And therefore, it is our responsibility, and I will say it today again, that the political leader has summoned the party into prayer and worship. She is telling all of us by this powerful demonstration that her human capacity is not enough to carry this responsibility. Yes, and therefore, it is our responsibility to strengthen ourselves so that she can be strengthened. Because her assignment is not her assignment, but it is God's assignment. And therefore this evening, I ask the members, think before you speak. And if you believe what you see will commit and cause damage to the party, please do not say it. If you believe what you say will cause hurt to others, please do not say it. But in the same vein, let us be truthful and let us be honest with each other. And let's ask God at this point in time, as we go through perhaps our deepest and darkest valley, to comfort us in this very difficult moment in this country. Save us, comfort us, protect our leader, protect the leadership, demonstrate discipline, instill discipline, and instill humility in each and every one of us. And when we do so, God's plan for Trinidad and Tobago and for the party will prevail. I thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, that was the words of Marvin Gonzalez, and it was very instrumental in what he was saying. It aligns with the message that we have been talking about here, going on the second day. One of unity. If we are in the same boat together, we may have slight differences, but let's work together to save this country. Because PNM is out of office, many of us don't have a job. Facts. Many of us are going hungry because PNM is out of office. That is facts. So, again, Trinidad and Tobago, the leadership style of Pennelope Beckles may be different from that of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. What I am seeing out of Pennelope Beckles is somebody that is silent, calculative, and know where she needs to put her voice in. And she know how to carry this country forward. So at this point in time, I want to welcome all who are on the panel here tonight. And without further ado, I want Xavier to give his point first. Good evening, Xavier.
To you, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Jeffrey, bring back up Trinity.
Yeah, I'll bring back up Trinity.
Good afternoon, workers, right? Good afternoon to the panelists, Chatter, Trinity, Candice, even though I'm not senior, and to everybody in the comment section and everybody listening on the various platforms and all on sundry. Mr. Jeffrey, I want to say I started following politics actively in the year 2010. And in the year 2010, something strange would have happened in that year 2010. Let me tell you what happened in that year. Miss Pennelope Beckles Robinson was not selected for the Arima seat. And I believe Miss Laura Lezama was placed there. And the people of that constituency came out and they resoundingly rejected the efforts of the PNM to maintain a victory at that 2010 election, which the PNM would have suffered. Ms. Beckles then went and she tried for, I believe, was the seat that is nearby, oh my God, that what Foster is in right now. Can't remember the name, it never come into my head. What Foster was in previously before. She was also rejected by that. And when you hear talk on the ground, it's because someone who is a spiritual advisor would have indicated to the leader then that they are seeing a woman to take over the helm of the party. I wanted to hold on to that. Nevertheless, Ms. Beckles was pushed to the side and the party decided to go on without her. She was then given an opportunity to go and serve as an ambassador. And that's why I started following her actively, because I started to make my rounds through Arima, traversing and being a self-employed individual. I would have done business up there and people would have expressed how disappointed they are that Ms. Beckles is not the representative for this area. I would have sat, I would have empathized with them, and you know, the politics went on. In the year 2020, I believe it was 2023, while Ms. Beckles was in the United States as an ambassador position, or to the UN or something like that, I can't recall, don't hold me if I was misquoted. I saw Dr. Rowley and herself would have come together, and I would have believed that she would have been instrumental in making some gains with Dr. Rowley. I believe bringing some international resources to Trinidad and Tobago in whatever form or capacity. And then the 2025 election would have came, and Ms. Beckles was put in her rightful place, as many others would have felt. It didn't end there, you know, Jeffrey, and Trinidad and Tobago. I don't want to talk certain things, but even in Tobago, when there was an opportunity to fight the next election, and I believe there was a caucus, and in that caucus, Ms. Beckles again was not treated fairly, in my opinion, based on the information that I have, was not treated fairly. I don't want to go into things that are deeper and are things that, you know, I don't want to push this type of, you know what they say, let water and dog back, and water under the bridge has gone. But in my opinion, based on the information that I have from unimpeachable sources, Ms. Beckles was not treated unfairly. And she came out second in that caucus, which would have given Mr. Young the opportunity to go forward and then, you know, go and for the election as the proposed Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago via PNM ticket. But you know, there's a saying goes, whom God bless, no man curse. Unfortunately, it came out that Mr. Young was not successful, and I take no joy in that. I bear no happiness in that, because I am living the consequences today of losing financial resources based on that decision, based on the country's decision to not elect a PNM government. I am, you know, at the negative side of not enjoying the benefits of a PNM government. But sometimes in life, you have to lose to win. And Ms. Beckles have lost to win for the past decade and a decade and a half. But there's a saying that goes, who God bless, no man curse. Today, Ms. Beckles is doing something that I would have expressed last night that is unprecedented. That you as a member of the public, you as a member of this political institution for 70 years could go and visit her and express your dissatisfaction or your satisfaction, or give ideas and suggestions. That is the very first time I had a conversation for this year with Ms. Beckles. because I would have went and I would have made an opportunity to speak to Ms. Beckles, and she would have reached out to me, and I had the opportunity to express certain things. But sufficing to say, what Ms. Beckles is doing, as I conclude, what Ms. Beckles is doing, Ms. Beckles is bringing the ground together. You know, people don't like to hear this thing, Jeffrey, that oh God, why you keep on talking about what happened in the past? Because the stupid decisions and mistakes that we made would have turned 100,000 plus people away from the People's National Movement. And what Ms. Beckles is doing in the very first year, it's a healing process. At one point in time, you couldn't go by anybody door and tell them about PNM. They look at you as a bill collector or island finance or something. They're ready to shut their door. They don't want to hear from you. PNM was like an adverse something that no one wanted to hear about. And Ms. Beckles have reformed, or is in the process of reforming this party. And I think she's doing an excellent job about it. When you look at that sports day as a living testimony, to see the amount of young people she was able to call out, the people from all ages, all walks of life were present there. It gave me hope. And I felt a joy in my heart, irrespective of all of these people who call themselves PNM. It have one every day, call yourself a PNM. But every day you on a particular radio station castigating and berating this woman. Every single day, so much of content that this scurrilous government have in place here, and you choose to direct your attack based on the political leader of this party, but yet still come on and tell the people that you are PNM and trying every effort, every word come out your mouth is to castigate this woman. Why? Because the candidate of your choice is not there, and the promises, the alleged promises that you was to receive from the particular candidate of your choice, it seems unattainable. You have now decided to attack the political leader and call her weak and ingenuous and all type of foolishness. You could never call yourself a party member of a PNM and berating your own party like that, pulling down your entire party like that. So much of nonsense takes place within the United National Congress, and you never hear those on the other side, does it? But you are publicly going on a radio and berating this woman every day from 3 to 6. And then you want to come and tell people that you are a lifetime member of this party. Lifetime member of what? But Trinidad and Tobago will continue to open up the eyes, because truth will always prevail. Truth will always prevail. The truth will always stand. And no matter what they want to say about that lady, she have the ground. You could never build anything. You could never build anything if you do not have a solid foundation. So they could plan, they could do whatever they want to do. For the year 2029, all the detractors, I am very much certain that Ms. Beckles will remain the political leader of the People's National Movement, and also be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, because she's a woman of integrity, she's a woman who has the ground, and she's a woman who continue to bring reconciliation to this party. She's a woman who continue to touch lives, and I believe still rivers run deep. We had people who were loud and they were unable. As a matter of fact, they were too loud till they chased people away. We need somebody who's calm, who's collective, who has the political discernment to make the necessary decisions and action, put it in place, so that we can bring Trinidad and Tobago and continue to place our country on the map in the right way and bring this country back to a place of sobriety. I thank you very much, Mr. Workers Right.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago, the old people say something that ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft, and the people who is talking on radio stations, there will be a time that we will call the name, but I giving them a chance to repent. And I realize that Brother Xavier too is giving them a chance to repent. But ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft. The same party that these people talk against is the same party that many of them get a breakthrough but they believe that the boot's too big for the party that give them that breakthrough. They feel the boot's too big. So they feel that they must go against the leadership of the party. But before I get vexed, Chatta, good night. Good night. Before I get vexed, go ahead, Chatta. What's your comment?
Yeah, good night to Mr. Jeffrey. Good night to everybody on the panel and everybody who listening to us, right? Mr. Jeffrey, I had to say something, right? Miss Pennelope Beckles realized when the PNM was in power, right? They lost touch with the people on the ground, the people who they lost touch. And the people didn't want to hear nothing about PNM. That is why they vote them out and put the present government there in power, right? And right now, Miss Pennelope Beckles is on the ground doing the groundwork, meeting people. She's the first political leader I see come out and meet and greet people on the ground and having conversations. Because when Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar was in opposition, you never see Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar on the ground like how you see Miss Pennelope Beckles. And when you have to see Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar, you have to make an appointment when she was in opposition. And you might need to get you to see Miss Pennelope Beckles is on the ground. And you could walk up to this lady and tell her, Miss Pennelope Beckles, you know, and voice your opinions to her, and she will listen to you. This is the kind of person we need. This is the kind of prime minister we need. A prime minister who is on touch with the people on the ground. You understand? And right now, Miss Pennelope Beckles is saying she is too apologetic and she's quiet. And right now, Miss Pennelope Beckles, she's apologizing to the citizens because she know they went wrong, they lost their way, the PNM lost their way. And she is doing the right thing by apologizing to the citizens and them on the ground and building back the trust. She is building back the trust in the party so people will have trust within the PNM. So when I hear this choppiness where people talking about Miss Penelope too weak and she too apologetic and that is one star nonsense. You understand? Because this lady is showing you she care about the citizens and them of Trinidad and Tobago. Just look at the candlelight visual in Sawa in the Quazy where she had. And that lady came off the stage and came in the crowd and greet and meet everybody. It's not her hand, that lady never, from the smallest child to the oldest person, that lady shake everybody's hand and greet and listen to everybody. And that is not a true leader, Jeffrey. That is not a lady. That is not a person with true leadership qualities.
Yeah.
So what are the situation right now in the country, and this present government destroying Trinidad and Tobago. All the programs for the youth closed down. You understand? CPEP, URP, forestry workers. And Miss Pennelope Beckles, she vowing when she come back in power, she will reopen all the programs and open back CPEP and URP and forestry workers. She will give them back their jobs. You understand what this wicked, evil UNC government take away from the citizens? All you close down MyLat, all you close down CCC, and all you replace those programs with PDOs. This is a wicked, evil government. And you seen a opposition leader who's coming out and showing she concerns. And all you still calling this lady weak. So Trinidad and Tobago, what do they really want? I don't understand. What do they really want? You understand? And then after it have people on our live last night, bad talking Miss Pennelope Beckles on our live last night. You understand? And bad talking she and saying that how she is not fit to be the political leader of the PNM. And I wanted to know how these people and them could sit down there with a straight face and say this. You understand? People have to realize and open their eyes and watch what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And the only person who could bring us back from this hole what the UNC is putting us in is Miss Pennelope Beckles. You understand?
And I believe that 100%. 100%.
And then after you have those so-called TikTokers and them coming up and making videos and singing for the supper. and talking about, oh, Miss Pennelope Beckles is not a good choice, and the leadership is supposed to be somebody else. Miss Pennelope Beckles is the best choice for the PNM to lead the PNM forward and to lead Trinidad and Tobago forward. And who don't like that, I don't care. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will open their eyes and realize. And they will realize, and they will put Miss Pennelope Beckles first. And if the UNC call an election in the morning, because I hear they saying that how the UNC coming back there, that is just another fantasy, that is just another dream. If they call an election in the morning, Miss Pennelope Beckles is our new Prime Minister. And I wish that could happen, because how much more we could take. Under Dr. Keith Rowley did that 9.5 years where he said tight, we belt and thing. This year and 4 months, feeling more worse than under Dr. Keith Rowley. Under COVID, it was bad, but right now it's worse. And all you're still saying that how Miss Pennelope, or let me smear that, yes? That's my contribution, Mr. Jeffrey.
As I would have said in one of my posts the other day, an ungrateful man resembles a hog underneath a tree, eating apricots, eating corn, and never looking up to see where he come from. I have another one for you. You know. You see, ungratefulness is worse than anything. And when you have ungratefulness within the party, a matter of fact, it's more different than anything. Just so call. Let me tip you. I don't call any lines already, boy. Right, let me answer this call. Good night, caller. Good night, caller. Good night.
Good night.
How you
Good
going?
night.
How you going, Granny?
Good night.
Yes, Granny. Good night. Good night.
This is Granny 79 here.
Yes, Granny 79. What's your contribution here tonight?
I want them to leave Miss Beckles alone from a please. 1. 2, I want to donate something the bank for workers' right when they have their I want the bank account number that I could donate something. If it's $100 a month, I want to be able to donate that this program that's going on here could go on until 2030. Because, brother, it is real hard in this country what these people and them doing to us right now. I'm a pensioner. I just get my little change, but who ain't getting? Why it is these people persecuting, especially the black people, the people that they call black, the people that they call nigger, they're persecuting us, and they want to get rid of the PNM party, but tell them to leave us alone and leave Miss Beckles alone. She comes to stay. She comes to stay. But we, the people in Trinidad and Tobago, some of us, we come like the Israelites when God and Moses to get rid of Pharaoh. And Moses came to them in the land where they were supposed to go. They start to curse Moses and tell Moses they want meat and they want this. So that's how some of us in this country get. But let her wait. Miss Penny, come in right there and sit down as the Prime Minister and watch them in the face. Tell them Granny 79 say that.
All right, Granny 79. And thanks for your contribution here tonight. At least Granny understand where we're going with this. A matter of fact, I hope we could be here till 2030. A matter of fact, on this platform where we could continually bring you good news. Xavier, what you have to say to that?
Ashe, brother, Ashe. Ashe, not 2020 alone, and beyond. We're going there and beyond.
And beyond. And let me show you something. Xavier, you know you say something earlier on, and I remind myself to play this clip. This is the opposite to Pennelope Beckles. Or you want to continue with something like this? Or you go ahead. Or you want to continue with something like this?
Remember, and I were in the law class together. Mr. Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in the law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The Prime Minister must do that. The Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
You cannot tell me what I must do. And you come in here in the government, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, telling the people of this country that you ain't going to do your own thing. You're going to listen to plenty of us. You're going to listen to the cries and the plights of us. And what really going on with you, girl? That is why Penny is needed.
Mr. Jeffrey, you know the meaning of the word subterfuge?
Yeah. Oh, God, trickery.
All right. That's all I have to say. Trinidad and Tobago, look up the meaning of that word, subterfuge.
Well, for real, let me look up the meaning of that word. I mean, let me play this tape again because I wanted to hear it. This woman come in, right into Parliament, say that don't think she's not going to do she own thing.
Honourable Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in the law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The Prime Minister must do that. The Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
Boy, what are you really hearing here, boy? Chatter, what you have to say about that? That is your Prime Minister, you know? That is the Prime Minister that ought to hear everybody in this country, you know? That... And this is not only a caring, a destructive UNC government. I nearly say caring there, but oh God, I had Pennelope on my mind. This is not only a destructive UNC government, it is a government that is very dangerous. And it's a government that will go all out to do anybody anything at any point in time. I wanted to read between the lines here today, because I wanted to hear this.
72. I will not
I
stay
wanted to
quiet
hear this.
to allow them to deprive. 72. I will not stay quiet to allow them to deprive me of my freedom. And though I fear for my life, on reasonable grounds, I say to you tonight, not even that will stop the avalanche that is coming.
Though
at age 72, I will not stay quiet to allow them to deprive me of my freedom. And though I fear for my life, on reasonable grounds, I say to you tonight, not even that will stop the avalanche that is coming.
Now, that was a statement from Jack Warner. We would have played one last night. And he was talking about the UNC government and how dangerous they could be. When Jack Warner would have stated publicly that though I fear for my life, are you hearing what Jack Warner is confessing to the public? But it didn't happen in Jack Warner time. It happened with Danny Guerra. Are you getting tired with what is taking place within this UNC campaign? The UNC is a political party that will go all out. And that's what Jack Warner saying. Boy, you're getting tired up in it. Jack Warner is hinting to you, the general public, this.
Age 72. I will not stay quiet to allow them to deprive me of my freedom. And though I fear for my life, on reasonable grounds, I say to you tonight, not even that will stop the avalanche that is coming.
Jack Warner say, though I fear for my life on reasonable grounds, even that will not stop the avalanche of what is to come. And what is Jack Warner speaking about? What is Jack Warner speaking about? Because the UNC have a litany of things what they could do to you. And from since back then, they had Jack Dosing as a watchdog, a bulldog. That anytime you say certain things, they deal with you. I know you want to know, I know that. As I'm telling you, we have some researchers here. Let me play this clip. Jack Warner said for himself. Listen to what he's saying.
These guys, my team. But that team was a hostile team because I couldn't even talk to them. And by the meantime, while you go to court, there you have, of course, Jack Dev Singh, yes. And General Randin, who has two inquiries. He has two investigations. General Randin has prison gate, and he has document gate. And he is in court to go against me, with Pamela Elder. Up to then, nobody told him a thing. So therefore, at the end of the day, we got bail, but the lady who taken the bail said she has to go home. So she left, and I went to jail. Well, I said before, I say again, go to jail. I did not even know that go to jail for a night would have made all these guys come here. One night. I tell you again, I say again, if one night make you all come here, fellas, I will go out for a week.
Now, listen to this, eh? Jack Dosing is the same instrument that is being used of the UNC to perfect pain and sorrows on the PNM within Parliament because the ties go way back. When we think Jack Dosing is there, in my view, to serve the interests of the people of this country, he have always been a tool of the UNC. I didn't say it. Jacona said it. Jacona confessed it. And he's telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, before it take place, of how dangerous the UNC party is and how they behave when their back is against the wall. So now when we seeing that people are saying that they didn't expect nothing better from the UNC party when they would have obtained power, it's things like this they have been speaking about. There are people within the UNC party that is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Not just to the country, but to life and livelihood. There are allegations of a kill ring inside a UNC. But where the police force? Are they investigating that? Boy, this thing too real, innit? And when we keep on saying that the woman for the job to change this thing around, if we put our support behind her, there's nothing we ain't gonna want. We ain't gonna want nothing. There is imperfection in everything. I don't expect everything to be fully perfect. But we could be careful now with the leadership that we choose. When we see Kamala Prasad, we see Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, we get a taste of Stuart Young. Now we are seeing a woman who is loving and kind and operate within her own space. And I believe that she deserves a chance, above all in the PNM at this point in time. And that is what I am saying here, Trinidad and Tobago, in a nutshell. So before the ship sail, don't let them sink the ship within the harbor at all. I don't want to think, I know I had it in people on the panel. Oh yeah, forgive me, because I emotional here tonight. But from time to time, let me stop and ask the panel, what do you have to say on this subject? I mean, whatever you want to bring up, bring it up. Let me hear what you have to say. What we see in the news? What do you want to discuss? Mm-hmm.
about the 10 years. And people were suffering, people like Heavy T and David Welch and them. Those dogs. Still saying, who's suffering? Who's suffering? Right now, the country is crying out. People are suffering everywhere. And it's not a race thing. Everybody feeling it. Everybody feeling it. And I just want to know how the Prime Minister can lie down in her bed in the night and know she country is crying out. And she in a position where she can help people. You understand? But Barry Padarat could find $188,000 to hold a resort. While the country, people cannot afford food to feed their family. That is a caring UNC government. That is a caring UNC government. You understand? While you have a sitting minister as Philip Alexander, who said he know where the bodies are buried, and who is the most disrespectful minister in the cabinet, and the prime minister have nothing to say, and nobody never voted for that man. What is that man portfolio? To make TikToks and get $100,000 a month? You understand? That is all he doing, and that man ain't doing nothing since that man take that position in office there. Now. You understand? And then after I hear Kadisha come up now and talking about while the PNM was in power, they had TikTokers working for them, and then after they give them government jobs. But the UNC do the same thing. The UNC do the same thing. What about Twiggy, Matara, NCW, Mr. Mrs. Ringleader, all of them in Wassa. Twiggy is a 69-year-old woman getting a salary at $12,500 to do what? Go in Wassa and cost people? And while the rest of the country is on the breadline, the UNC and the people and the finances are eating well. And to ask what's with the rest of the citizens and them of Trinidad and Tobago. I hope people realize what is going on and come for local election and 2030, people realize and vote this. Well, we gotta say that because them done out of office. They're really treachery and they will do what they have to do now because they don't know they're out of office already, Mr. Jeffrey.
I hear call and name them Mr. Miss. You understand? And you know, people mustn't send me these videos, you know, because if a man is of a certain way, that is he. Or you mustn't send me these videos. Let me give a taste of what they send and what do people know? What somebody now send me there on the TikTok. I mean on the thing there. What?
Let's study that. Who? Let's study that. I'm alive. You're not fucking alive. Yeah. You coming back for you? Yeah, I'll come back. What time? Next half hour. Baby, so long? So I can't imagine. You going home, man? Yeah. Anthony, what? On grind and people keep asking me if I is the person with the Coast Guard. I want to tell them, listen, that's not a lie, it's not a lie. Everybody keep blocking me. Everybody keep blocking me and telling me out to people, and I didn't call the fucking man name. I don't understand these fucking fuckers.
Now, that is one of the person who the government see fit to give a big work in Wassa, to talk on their behalf, to campaign for the UNC, and to give perspective based on the UNC, and to naturally go on social media and talk good about them. And here I asking myself now, if the UNC could align themselves with people like them, I mean, birds of a feather flock together. What I'd say about the UNC? I mean, then get people with any integrity at all. What the gentleman? What the gentleman? Matara all over the place. Whining down low all over the place the same way. If it is, these are the sets of people that I have representing WASA or representing the government on the front line. Imagine the type of people the government really are. Imagine the real personality. Imagine that. That when that man sent me that video just now, it bothered me. It bothered me from what I would have just seen. And we can't deny it because we play the video here a lot of times with Twiggy who saying how much money she get. A matter of fact, let me bring it back up just so we play that video here several times. With Twiggy says she ain't going no way and Matara French and the same Mr. Miss look him right behind. She did, yeah, that is the video.
Watch them. We come to stay, and you see, this squad will make sure that the UNC stay in power. So let them pat down now.
They were not listed on paper as an influence.
So they said this squad here is to make sure UNC stay. They ain't saying if they ain't do right by the people, we go talk about them. And they are there, Trinidad and Tobago, basically, to right a wrong thing right. And this is what we up against here. So, I say tomorrow, it might be Monday that we go post the bank account number. And anybody that want to contribute to the bank account, or you tell your Syrian friend, or your rich Syrian friend, and they'll tell them to donate something to the platform so we could keep on upgrading and going forward. I'm sure, men, the rest of the team is going to be grateful for that because there are a lot of work that we have to do and put in that we will need the assistance. We will need the little push going forward. So I hope you see that. Chata, I find on your side you're staying quiet. You're staying quiet on your side. I don't know. I know.
And I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you say because what we doing here take a lot out of us. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And we need a little help to keep the lights on, to keep going. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And we are asking for the public to contribute to us.
My good friend Arita, good afternoon to you. Arita, good afternoon. Arita, your mic mute. I know what's taking place on your side, but your mic mute.
She's at a hold on.
Okay. Let me see if I can bring up this next person here. Hey, Trinity, come back. Come back on the live. So, what I want to play here, we would have went to the PNM Thanksgiving in which Pennelope Beckles would have talked a lot. After we end the program, I'm asking all our haters to we will play the entire message from Pennelope Beckles. All who believe that she's not strong enough, or you go hear that message. So there are certain things that Penny would have revealed in that message that I didn't know. And it shocked me. The woman
Mr. Jeffrey
is more powerful than anything. Yes, yes, Trinity.
I come back late, but I still but I ain't able. If you understand what I'm saying, I ain't able at all. Xavier, I go text your WhatsApp. I can associate with traitors on your platform.
Nah, it are no traitors here, man. Trinity.
Later, I can associate with traitors on your platform.
It are people that have different opinion. It are no traitors here, Trinity.
I for Miss Pennelope Beckles all the way.
Now,
And I can't deal with.
all are we,
I
all are,
can't deal.
all are we here for
No,
Penelope
no.
Beckles? All of us
All
here.
of it because there was an live yesterday saying, no, the rather Stuarty. Me, I not able with that. I
Nah,
don't.
nah, nah, nah. I doubt that very much, man. I doubt that.
Well, let's hear those who have a different opinion. Let's hear, we are in a forum here. Let's hear, let's hear.
Right. So I believe everybody here is Penelope because I see nobody else that are opposing the leadership of Penelope. I mean the election would have done gone already. She would have went up unopposed. And I believe that anybody that doing that now, trying to oppose Penelope, I mean, they're out of place. They have to wait until 2029. I suspect that I mean, in the PNM constitution, it are rules. That rules the way how things is done. So as I was saying, I don't believe anybody here will logically. It doesn't make sense then.
Right.
The time done pass to that. I believe that 101%. So I
Are you
don't.
trying to get closer coming up?
What is that?
I know she said to hold on.
Oh yeah, she might be doing something in the background. As I saying, I don't believe anybody will logically at this point in time go after Penelope Beckles because the time done pass that already. The time done pass that already. And as I saying,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening.
How are you guys?
Fine,
So
fine.
before I came on here, I must say kudos to my inner circle, because it's very tight. 4 people max. And these persons always guide me along the right path, because sometimes I am only human, so I tend to sometimes fall off the wagon and go up in my feelings. But I want to address your panel based on your topic tonight. A young lady just came up here and said that people on social media, they endorsing Stuart Young. And I want to say this to you all. Whether it's Stuart Young, whether it's Pennelope Beckles, whether it's some young blood who is coming out and wants to be or take leadership of the People's National Movement. The People's National Movement is a party that is full of democracy. As any political entity or any organization, you will find from time to time, persons don't always agree with decisions. Yeah? And there is a political leader of the People's National Movement right now. And the onus of the supporters, right? The onus of the supporters of the People's National Movement, it's whether it's Stuart Young, whether it's Pennelope Beckles, you are supporting your party. And this is what makes the United National Congress a tad bit different to the People's National Movement. As one man once said, you could put a frog in a United National Congress jersey, in their base, they will support it. Okay? So for all those Stuart Young A team, Stuart Young B team, Penny A team, Penny B team, at the end of the day, the People's National Movement is guided by policies because of who they are. It's a national party. And if you do not like Pennelope Beckles, your time is going to come, or somebody who wants to vie for political leader, your time is going to come where you can state that by voting. But as for now, She is the political leader of the People's National Movement.
Hold up. Let me. Yeah, she's the leader of the People's National Movement. Right, Arita?
Okay? So whether or not you support, you are a party member and you support or you don't support, your time will come if you want to make your changes as you see fit. Okay? And people have to respect that. We may not like how Stuart Young does business. We may not like how Penny does business. But the point is, it's not that she stole an election. She went up unopposed as the political leader of the People's National Movement. But if the host would allow me, you see the persons who doing the PNM, Stuart Young A team or B team, or the people that doing the Penny A team or B team, that is not what the party needs right now. Just put that on the shelf for a second, because when the time comes for internal election, however you feel pertaining to the leadership, you will have the ability to address such. Okay?
Yeah.
Pennelope Beckles is doing what she has to do as the political leader. Some of us may not agree, some may agree. Some of us may agree. It doesn't matter at this point. What needs to happen is the people who say that you are for or you are part of the base of the People's National Movement, you are supposed to be striving in everything that you do to bring the party together. Because I tell you this is not the first time for those who keep singing that song. We had the point in time when we had Patrick Manning lovers and we had Dr. Rowley lovers. This is not the first time. In each political party, there were the persons who loved Pandey and didn't like Kamla. There are the persons who still love Pandey, although he's no longer with us, and don't like Kamla, and vice versa. So, as for me, I will only say what I know to be the right thing. You all need to get yourselves together, stay away from the political bacchanalia, and get yourselves together, because this is not a race, or this is not a fight, rather, of a cat and a mouse. This is a lion that has the treasury in its hands, and there's a lot of work to be done. Okay?
Arita, you don't mind if I ask you a question?
Yes, my darling.
I would have joined your live momentarily last night, and I would have overheard. I stand to be subjected, and you would have said, in your humble view, you would have preferred Mr. Young for leadership over Pennelope Beckles. I just want. I stand to be subjected. Right. Is that your view at present?
If you look at my life from time to time, I would know why it is I prefer from time to time Stuart Young over Penny. And I also know, because if Miss Penny takes a good look at who Arita is, she would know that I was one of the persons, not one who runs on social media now, in the background, who was very much supportive of her as political leader of the People's National Movement. I could take Penny any day, and I could take Stuart Young any day.
Well, unfortunately, when they go and vote, you can't vote for the both of them.
So
if there's an internal election tomorrow and you are mandated to vote, I'm just speaking from a hypothetical situation here. I want to hear your choice and why you will choose that individual.
So for me,
this is a democracy. This is based on democracy.
So for me, if I had to go back to be voting in the People's National Movement, and I had a choice to make at this point in time, it would be Pennelope Beckles.
You see, let me interject
Because
a little bit.
you see, no, just now,
Because
Jeffrey. Just hold on for a second.
Arita,
People,
I believe people trying
when
to
I speak,
go ahead,
when I
Arita.
speak,
Let me hear you.
when I speak, people don't know where I'm coming from. When I speak about Stuart Young, I speak about how intellect he is in terms of the energy sector. I speak about the fact that he's very good where that is concerned. You understand what I'm saying? When I speak about Pennelope Beckles, I don't talk about Pennelope Beckles for today, because a lot of you all talk about Penny today. I've been talking about Penny as an MP for Arima since Penny was the MP for Arima. Okay? You all seeing the now. You all seeing the now. The persons who are now running on board, you all seeing the now. I've been seeing. As a person who sat in certain spaces, I've been seeing. It's not only yesterday. Now, if you had asked me, if there are persons within the executive that I do not support, I could tell you who I don't. That is a fact, and I've made that completely open and honest to everybody. So whether it's Stuart Young, whether it's Pennelope Beckles at this point in time, if I had the ability to vote, it doesn't matter. Because I don't see, as many say, I don't see Penny through the lens that a lot of people see her through, who say now that she weak. I just compare Penny from since she was an MP to now. Not the just comes. Not the just comes who feel they could run in and talk about Penny now. And I'm going to say something into your ear, Jeffrey, and I'm going to drop this real hard.
No,
sorry for the people.
I wait to drop it. Spare them.
I can't spare them.
No,
You know who it is?
No.
Why it is I wouldn't spare them? A couple of months ago, a lot of you all who calling on Penny now, or Stuart Young now, a lot of you all were bandwagonists on the United National Congress. You all were on social media, whether it's in the comments, hosting lives, etc., etc., etc. Okay?
Yeah.
So I am not that person. Please and thanks.
No, well,
I didn't go on social media and say that the People's National Movement, another party, come with a bag of promises that I know my economy could not withstand. But because of the fact that I thought that Rowley was a bully and I was up in my emotions, I decided to say and think differently. Jeffrey, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm very sorry.
Arita,
I'm very sorry.
Arita, the reason why you have to pong here, because there are a lot of people that is saying that you're fighting down Penny online. And you see the thing about it is this: there are people that is showing a lot of discord. And I want this clear up here tonight. Before I do that, let me answer this call here. Let me answer this call.
Because I talking.
Yes, good night, caller.
Hi, good night. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I called once before, a little while ago. I called once before, and I'm never lucky to get back onto this program again. I always searching on the net to find you again, and somehow or the other, I happen to find you tonight. Probably tonight was the rightest time for me to find you.
We on every night from 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, as a matter of fact, 8 o'clock. So, yeah, right. Workers' rights 868. But go ahead, what's your contribution, sir?
All right. Yeah, I feel tonight was the rightest night to call, because that caller who spoke there just now, I agree with that caller 1,000%.
No, she's not a caller. She joined us and she joined us on TikTok. So we had the program running on TikTok too.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was in her group the other night on TikTok too.
Right.
But anyway, I'm glad to get onto this program. Anyway, what really happening is this, right? I'm getting a gif that this is a PNM program. But what I admire about this program is that even though you might be in support of the PNM party, that you still give callers a chance to call and see what they have to say, whether for or against, which is most admirable because most of the hosts that they have on other programs, not like that. If you don't talk in favor of the PNM, you're a UNC. If you don't talk in favor of the UNC, you're a PNM. And I am a person is none of the two. I personally feel in this stage of politics in this country, I feel that we should have a third party right now. Because I have of the opinion that PNM is not good for the country right now, and UNC is not good for the country right now. However, I love Pennelope Beckles, and I love Pennelope Beckles, but people might say she's too soft and all of that, but I don't feel that she's soft. She's just not the kind of really kind of person like the others before. But I feel that she's very intelligent. She could take the party forward, but maybe by my past experience with the party caused me to have a hate inside of me for the PNM party because I feel there was the most party and they spent most years in office as a party. And as a matter of fact, as a black party, and I feel that black people should be further ahead than where we are right now. Right now, we have people fighting for scrums, getting scrums and feel that they make it, but they're not realizing that it's being used. When Coco sang Lick Bottom African, I had a problem with it, but I like the tune now because I've seen what he saw before. You know, they say like Calypso, all stories are told when he had a foresight. And I am watching something here right now that our country is in a very, very bad state right now. We can't trust no politician right now because we have one that came up on the platform and say all the things that we wanted to hear. And then we voted in that direction.
Yeah, but caller, when you're talking things like that, you have to call name. Because who is the person that come and oh God, we have to tell name,
the Prime Ministers, the Prime Minister came on the platform and spoke some certain things and then did the opposite. You know, so I feel that we got scammed. That's how I feel. And then I'm watching the direction that the police going. I'm watching the direction that things are coming up. And I don't know how Trinidadians think it, but I don't know if I just think out of the box or if I just think weird. But I watching. You see all this thing with the arrest, the 1% that had them in jail and all of that. I feel that it's a distraction. I feel it's a distraction for the fact that the things that going on with the police and this girl who thinking for the Samaru thing, at the time when that's hyper and people clamoring about that, they come and they make these arrests. There was another time there was a big uproar about another issue before this arrest. And they start talking about the lands down the island. I always question how the 1% get the lands down the island. I never hear it was for sale, rent, or lease. Woe and behold, I hear the UNC now after something was kicking up sometime before this scandal here. And they talk about the land down in the islands, they will go and investigate and all that. And I never hear nothing about that again. So every time something come up, they come with a distraction. Now, even though they come with the distraction and they're successful in the distraction in acquiring them people to make jail and they get money and all of that, I grateful for that. But I'm watching the timing of these things. And I'm watching how they're flexing the muscles with the police too. Because the police, like they get carried away in the economy and they come out with a colonial brain and just doing things towards their own kind and feeling no how about it. Look at that march with that little girl had down there by the DPP and how they come out and riot gear and things. The government flexing the muscle and they're doing things and pushing the citizen against a wall. But they must remember there was a 1970 and there was a 1990, and anytime something is to come up again, it wouldn't be like before because we have technology, we have weapons of mass destruction in this country. So I hope they know what they're doing.
I know you're trying to put everything in one now, boy. But I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Thanks, caller. Call me back again, now, man. If that's some other people trying to call. Okay. I know you're excited you're on the program, but join us here again tomorrow. But we still like your views, caller. Let me answer this call here again. KFC, make it short and sweet for me, please. KFC, make it short and sweet for me, please.
Good night, Jeffrey.
Yeah. I want to hear Rita.
I'm giving thanks to I must celebrate life for the bird man. Mighty Sparrow, the king in the Caribbean world, and the nation and the world. I celebrate him tomorrow. You know that man is like P&M Ulrich. He said he's looking for a third force. He love Penny, you know. But support Penny. You know people dedicated for the third force. You open a party. They get a third force when they come and they vote the PN, they vote the UNC. Everybody just gone with the PNM. Don't do with that now, man. Say that PNM, you support the PNM and give Penny your support. Don't go call volleyball, you love Penny and you're looking for a third force. Is that PNM? We're going to go to business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go ahead. Let me hear.
I get a little employment with upkeep program, right? I'm working within 3 months now. 5 fortnight now, I ain't get a pay. Right? So me and a colleague amongst, when I was at old school as a ground man, so we went down Otarama, down El Sikoro down there. They tell me to go Kent House. When we go on Kent House, I meet up a nice bottom lady there. She
KFC, come with it now because we have a serious program here. Come with it.
Bye now. Have a good night and keep on the PNM campaign now, man. Bless.
You see. Yes, yeah, Rita, I listened to you. The man tried to get me distracted here, man.
Die nothing. So I want to say here, I am glad that who is the person? Is Xavier?
Hold on there 1 second. This is our next powerful caller here that has come with some powerful contribution. Good night, caller.
Good night, Mr. Jeffrey. All right. I listened to your callers and the sister who is on with you, Arita.
Yes, Arita, yeah.
I think, let me put it into perspective. We have until 29 for our next election. People in the PNM is free to choose at that time who they want to be the political leader because it is a democracy. Right now, the only political leader we have in the party right now who went up unopposed is Pennelope Beckles. Right? And anyone, I'm a disciplined PNM person, anyone who the PNM put up, what democracy dictates that is there, I am supporting. And if one election come and I choose to be the front, I will do the front, or if I choose to be the same, I'll do the same. That is how the PNM level. So Mrs. Beckles is my leader, right? It's have one political leader, it's have one opposition leader in the party, and that is Mrs. Beckles. Not even Stuart Young does go against that, right? And I love him badly, and I love Mrs. Beckles badly, right? So I believe that where the sister was going is your choice when election comes. And if she go up unopposed again, or if she is opposed, well, party members who just pay the dues will do what they want to do. Right?
Thank you very much.
Now,
Thank you.
I want to address your caller before. Not yet, I waste our time. The caller before. He said something about a third force. When I hear especially African people talking like that, Mr. Jeffrey, it's because they don't study history. They talk about that third force. All right, let me take, for instance, Michaela Pandey is the third force. Who you think going to cast their votes for Michaela Pandey? African people, because people like him want a third force, and here was what will happen with that third force. They're not understanding the consequences that the sector, the UNC will remain in power because the 19 seats are moving. That 19 seats are not going nowhere. The UNC do not, if it's history, if it's study history on the political on the political atmosphere of this country, the UNC don't ever shift the vote, the base don't ever shift the PNM shift. So when that third force are coming and Michaela gets some on the PNM vote and the PNM gets some that can't beat the UNC, who you think remain in power? The UNC. So it's only African people that's coming from this garbage because they never study history. Right? They never study the history of the curriculum and the history of Trinidad and Tobago. So they get in the feelings just like yellow is the code. And when you see when everybody when they go on the background and they hear people taxi talking about transport and heavy and the crap and everybody else talking about transport, but they don't study for themselves. Like people who go to church, leave their brain outside the church, and only when they go inside the church, wherever the pastor parks, they go and they believe. But they don't study the Bible for themselves. Right? So when you hear people talk about third force, anytime it's about third force in this country, it means that the TNM will not form the government and they will remain with what we're getting today. We will remain with what we're getting today. A police force, a police state, and Kamala as a dictator will eat the bread the devil needs. Only things bad, we have to have about 3 years and something to go almost for it. Great things in bad here because we still have stupid Africans talking about that third force in this country. By God help all the history now and stop talking nonsense. I go on.
Caller, thank you for the call, caller. I mean, Arita.
Jeffrey, not necessarily, he's not necessarily correct, Jeffrey, because when third force is there. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to address Xavier. Xavier, is you who said that you heard me say that I like Stuart Young as a leader, right?
Well, I would have overheard that conversation last night.
No, it's either you hear me say that or you didn't hear me say that. One out of the two.
If you listen to the start of my conversation, I said I am subjected to be corrected. I'm corrected to be subjected. Good. Sorry,
I like that.
If I'm not sure if it's you, but
all right.
But when I heard the conversation, I believe you was the one speaking.
So hear what, right?
So
in the PNM right now, they say it has certain fractions at the PNM speaking about Marvin Gonzalez. And they're saying that he too could be a good leader of the People's National Movement, right? Because there are people who are supporting him to say he could be the next prime minister. What am I supposed to do? Because I know of the work that Marvin Gonzalez, I am not like the bandwagonist. I know of work, and I'm telling you, know of work that Marvin Gonzalez would have done. Could it be remiss of me to say I would like to see him be the political leader of the party?
Well, I mean, if you're speaking from a logical point of view, it can't have 3 political leaders.
Yeah, so, but here's what your point is a little bit watered down because I'll tell you why.
No, but you have to give me
regardless of who comes there.
Wait, Arita. You asked a question, you have to give me an opportunity to respond sufficiently. You asked me, you said last night that you would have supported Stuart Young, and now you're making an analogy with Marvin Gonzalez. So what if Brian Manning have good leadership qualities and decide they're going to jump and say Brian Manning as well too? What if Dr. Amy Brown come and say you're going to jump on Amy Brown too? I think we have to be logical about how we explain things.
So what is you're saying is that here's what. You see, and you all, and everybody entitled to their opinion, you all look at things differently to me. To me, whoever sits there, whoever gets the win, as anybody else, because there are plenty PNM members who I know of since a child, whether it's an infighting between Rowley, the past Patrick Manning, or in this case, people talking about Siotiang and Penny, their support is for the party, irregardless. And you all need to understand that there are people, and I mean people, within the People's National Movement, irregardless, they will support whichever leader it is, even though, and which you rightfully said, it have one political leader. You all have never heard me on social media at no point in time.
All I sec there, Marita. The night caller. The night caller.
It's called to just I'm very, very short. I just called to say this. You see, people who in UNC and having problems in UNC shouldn't come on this program and burden us with their problem. If it's a UNC, stay on the UNC side. Don't come with the UNC problem. Who telling us that it's UNC by mountain? See, the ones that love UNC, but they're coming with a problem, what they're getting from UNC on the PNM program. I have a problem with that. And they have a blessing.
Right. So I believe he talking about KFC. So KFC, if you have a UNC problem, go on a UNC platform and think. But go ahead, Arita. Go ahead, Arita.
Yeah, you don't mind, Mr. Jeffrey.
Let me tell you something. I have.
Yes, we hold it up because. Yes, we hold it up
I
because.
want to make a point on
the co-host or slash host of my program is on here. And I will tell you something, and I will not go in and I'm not going and take back nothing I have to say. I have never supported any political party in this country or say that I am supporting a political party in this country and I can call them out at no point in time. I don't feel, and if I had to support a political party and not call out the things that I see, which could be just my opinion, and it is not respected, well, then that is not the place for me. That is not the place for me. Because then, I am what? I am a follower. You put me on a string, bust my 2 eye, and I just sail in because I support a political party. That's crazy.
I don't think, Arita, that the issue, Arita, was the support of the political party.
Listen,
I would have asked her. You know why,
Mr. Jeffrey? You know why Mr. Jeffrey allowed me on here tonight? It's simply because of the fact that people, and now that I'm on here, sometimes when you're in different spaces, you get to realize certain things. People, let me ask you all a pertinent question. When I have things to say about this sitting administration, which does be a lot of the times, nobody says anything. Nobody says anything. From the moment I say I don't like what is going on in the People's National Movement, you hearing people talking and saying she this, she that, she the next, she... Excuse me? Excuse me? I have had ministers, and I mean current ministers, send messages to me and say, ease up the UNC government, give you a chance. Exactly, Kyle. It says a lot. Because if it is somebody is saying something, not to diminish the political leader, not to say, well, here what's going on. At the end of the day, somebody hates the political leader of the People's National Movement. So, from the moment I open my mouth and say that something that or say that I don't like something, or I don't like how somebody is moving, I am seen as an enemy of any political party. That's crazy.
Hold on, Jeffrey. Hold on with the calls.
Yeah, we holding up the calls because I want to hear Rita.
That is crazy work. And let me tell you all something. I don't care. I keep telling you, Jeffrey, and I told you that. I do not care about these new people, and I had to call it so, these new people who didn't get what they had to get from the United National Congress, and they want to jump on Penny's bandwagon. I do not care about them and their opinion. I don't.
Arita, I want to say something, if you don't mind.
I'm not talking about you, Xavier. I'm not talking
I
about
know.
Well, Arita, let me hear it from Xavier. I know he's a powerful and passionate speaker, and they bring you back up, Kyle, here, in case we say anything. Kyle waiting in the slips. He might be our two computer waiting there if we say something bad. But go ahead, Xavier.
I never once, Arita, or I never heard anybody on the panel castigated you for saying, as a matter of fact, you said nothing wrong about Penny. You have a political choice.
Xavier. No, this is not about you. This girl Trinity is in the comments saying, oh, I blasted Tutong. You went up on a live. What you all just want to come for people. I don't have bacchanal.
Don't go after Trinity. Trinity. Don't go after Trinity, Arita.
This young lady went up on a live and tell people that I was arrested and gave Trinidad and Tobago misinformation. And I never had to
carry the program down that road, Jeffrey.
Let me stick there. Let me stick there.
I have no problem with you.
No. It's people here that passionate. Let me don't go down that road and shoot. Let me stick to the topic. That people here passionate, and people just feel they hear certain things when they hear certain things. So there's a chance here that we taking here to correct all these things here one time. You see misinformation, let's go real far. It's quick. It's like Houston Bolt.
But Arita, I don't think anybody here is criticizing you on your choice. If you decide that you want to support Stuart Young, that is in your democratic parameters. But what I wanted the debate to be about, because I would have overheard you. Again, if it's not you, I stand to be subjective. What I wanted the discussion to be about is why you see him fit, or why you see him as a better choice. I am not here criticizing you. If you choose to call out the party, that is your prerogative.
Xavier, let us stand in defense Arita before Arita speaks.
No, don't do that.
Arita, you probably didn't hear what Arita said. Arita said that she have no issue with Pennelope Beckles and whoever is leader now, she support them. But in terms of she personal preference or personal choice, she may have a personal preference or personal choice. But it didn't make no sense. Now Pennelope Beckles is the leader, and I am hearing that she's saying that she full support. She may not like certain way how certain style, particular style. But what she's saying that Stuart Young know the energy sector real good. That's why she's saying. But Arita, you go ahead. Hold up a little bit on the calls. Hold up a little bit on the calls. We want to hear Arita.
What I'm saying is that, listen, if I, and I'm saying this here now, if I, Arita, who is beyond social media, and the day that Mr. What's his name? The guy from Port of Spain would have gotten detained with the hands up door shoot. I remember being on Kitty's live. I just want to address that. And I was in the comments because I wanted to know what was going on. That day I didn't have much interaction with the media. And when I went up there, I was in the comments. And if it's not her, as I said, I do apologize. However, as I say, to me, notice I said, if it's not her, I do apologize, because I just take accountability for the things that I say. But I could remember someone with that very said name went up on Kitty's live and said to the nation that Arita too was detained. And I was like, but no. And Kitty turned around and said, but look at Rita in the comments. Right? So I am saying, if it is not her, I do apologize. But from my memory, it was that individual. Jeffrey, let me tell you something about Arita. I don't be in social media bacchanal. And I don't think, knowing who I am and the people that follow me, which is in the thousands, at the end of the day, they have never seen me, whether it's political bacchanal, whether it's the normal bacchanal that we just see on social media every day. Nobody don't see me on those things. I come on my platform and I give Trinidad and Tobago, not with my opinion, with facts. Hence the reason why a lot of people like Mr. Tabakit and Bahadur and all of them just come up on my life. And yes, they will come and try to push UNC's propaganda. But I have a machinery that works on my life not to give Trinidad and Tobago misinformation and disinformation. Why is it that all of a sudden Arita Darling has become a target for persons who claim, say, that they are supporters of the People's National Movement now? Why?
Why you lying on me, ma'am? Ma'am, why you lying on me? When have I said that you got locked up? When have I said that? No, Mr. Referee, Mr. Referee, let me tell you something. I a different person. Everybody who knows Trinity knows me, that I am a full-blown, serious person. Very different. I just take a lot of stupidness. I just take a lot of stupidness in life.
So Trinity, you didn't
on my name.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that, Trinity.
I did not say that. I don't speak on you. You want to speak on me and lie on me?
Listen, I never said that you said it in a bad way, no. I never said,
do you want me to get away tonight on this?
Listen, I am
no, just sorry. It's not about getting away.
On social media, sweetheart.
It's not about getting away.
I don't. And I am telling you,
let everybody come up on a program with 58 people for the nation to hear. Because the nation, YouTube, all of them hearing this, and you say how I see on a live that you got locked up in her. I have never said that a day in my life, and I don't speak on you.
Can you hear what I said?
You say that about me. You are lying. You are lying, man.
Trinity.
So as I said,
easy. Listen, guys. I was on that live.
I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that.
Trinity,
you know me a while.
Wait. Let me get all the facts out. We hear Trinity time.
I'm not going to say that.
We was on the live.
One person and then the other.
Okay, so we was on the live when Trinity came in with an update. She was not the only person came in with the update. Trinity was not the person that said Arita was arrested.
Okay.
But somebody did say it.
Okay.
And we corrected the misinformation.
And that is why I said it is not she. I apologize. I said that. Didn't I say that just now?
But wait, I know what you said.
Apology, keep your apology.
Trinity, you can't say that. Trinity, you can't.
No.
Wait. Trinity, you can't say that. The woman says she apologized to you.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Not only because that, she did say if it was wrong.
She been trying to talk all night for people. She been trying to talk all night for like people born in a bucket and grew up in a depot. Born in a bucket and grew up in a depot.
Trinity,
what? You understand? Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the honest truth. What's going on here? I am a person. I do not like bullshit. I don't like crap. You understand? I don't like people lying on my name. I could take a lot of things in life. But you see, when you're lying on my name, knowing how I am, let me tell you, this is not my first TikTok account. I have an next TikTok account that have 5,000 followers, and I lost it because I was not into politics at the time. I was battling the LGBTQ, and I got taken down. I lost that account. You understand? Right? So I made a whole new account, and I decided to switch up. It is nothing like no new people here. I ain't new to this. Because I was back in UNC last year because of the shit that the PNM was doing. The shit that Rowley was doing and the shit that Siotion was doing. And I always say that if Dr. Kid Rowley did put Miss Pennelope Beckles there in the first place as Prime Minister, UNC would not even smell that Red House or wherever, White House, wherever she in. She would not even smell our office. You understand? I just tell Jeffrey and everybody that every single day. Right? I just say that all the time. But you see, when they're coming up on social media and they're lying on me, that just piss me off. I don't like them things. When all they have to get all their facts straight. Don't call people names just because you can mash up people's reputation on social media.
Trinity,
Do not do them thing.
Trinity, with all due respect, Miss Arita would have said she apologized about that. She would have made a mistake. There was a lot of people on the live from my gathering from the information, and somebody would have said it on the live, and Miss Trinity Jones would have corrected too. It wasn't you. So we can move on from that factor because we had the nation business at heart here now. Seeing that we done bypass that whole issue. We had the nation business at heart. Let me deal with the nation.
I just come up to clear my name and say I did not speak on Arita, because if I speak on Arita, just family she will come off this app. So anyway, let me leave Ole and go in my bed. Ole later. The foolishness and the static.
Come on, relax. Relax yourself.
You know, of course, tensions has been high sometimes. I know, Arita, you was going somewhere, but let me take this call in between. Good evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
That lady there, Arita. Last night she was on a live speaking about Stuart Young is the best choice for the political leader. When all of we are back in Pennelope Beckles, that lady there was on a live last night speaking ill about Miss Pennelope Beckles. And now
was
she comes
speaking ill? Let me ask, Jeffrey, and this is what it is.
No, you can ask the caller. You can buy. Just so caller.
Let me ask. Exactly. And this is what I'm telling you. My followers.
Just no caller. Let me hear
my followers in the comments. Did I ever say exactly, Kyle? Did I ever say that listen, I gonna leave it to the people, because whatever it is, all you interpret, that is what you all will continue to interpret. And I not going to.
I would have a question.
Listen, Kyle, I'm not on that boy.
I would have a question, right? Where did Arita bash Pennelope? If you could tell us exactly where.
Look, people who was in the live saying that is not true. You feel I had time with them?
The whole world would appreciate if you could clarify where, because right now you're just making an unsubstantiated statement, and many persons are on here very, very confused.
I know what I will do. I know what I will do.
If you want to make
I know what I will
do. Just so the caller leave. The caller leave. Let me get us one more call.
Short and sweet, Jeffrey.
Yeah, short and sweet.
If I go to the PNM church and I baptize, I support Stuart Young. Black leaders fail black people miserably. They never do nothing to uplift black people for.
Yeah, well, just so before you go. Since you're a UNC and you're supporting you're supporting different leaders, then let me get rid of the UNC KFC.
No, but black leaders rule this country for don't care what they do to uplift black people.
Yeah, well,
Prime Minister, she's pretty love all over the country. Rowley mash up the country. Say black people at the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, but
never uplift black people.
Yeah, but
he seemed today at a press conference.
KFC, wait. So you supporting Kamala Prasad Bisesa would have sent home over 10,000 people?
So wait.
Come down, man, KFC, don't do that, Don't do that, man.
Anastasia, all they're asking me not to do nothing. Here's what. I have something come. This is what it is, the PNMites and the people who support the People's National Movement. This is what they wanted. And I am going to give them exactly what it is they wanted. Watch this. Watch how life going and change up. Because if it is that you all could come on social media and say these things, and your interpretations of the things that I said, or I say that wherever I ever bash Pennelope Beckles, boy, where, how, when?
You never do that. Never.
These people, and this is a person who supported the UNC is saying that I never did that. I am going, let me tell you something, Jeffrey.
No, let me not operate in
Make
anger.
no mistake. You see this
Let
one
me
going on here tonight?
let me not operate in
I
anger.
wanted this.
Because
I wanted this. I wanted
I
this.
glad you come up. You know why I glad you come up? You say it back broad.
No.
No,
I wanted this.
you say it back broad. And the thing about it is this, it's amazing to see how people does misrepresent what people say. You ain't gonna believe it go happen to me. Things like this happened to me already, and I had also come out.
I will make sure that now the so-called PNMites who said that I bash Pennelope Beckles, nice too bad. Watch and all, you will see what will go on. Because here, all it can't be that disingenuous. At no point in time, all they ever hear me use my platform and say that I supported the UNC, you know. At no point in time.
And you would have never bashed. And you would have never bashed Pennelope Beckles. Never.
What it is I said, and I will tell you what it is I said that Pennelope Beckles needs to understand that the UNC is a lion right now. And we all have been saying that.
And because that money and that is
private.
You see, they understand social media more than the PNM. And we two of us had that conversation. And the thing about it, the thing about it is this: a list come out the other day. Forget how much people making, people watching the money, but watch the description of things that these activists have to do on a daily basis to get the money. And there's where we must start from. And you ain't seeing no PNM team that is doing that. What these activists is doing on a daily basis, you're not seeing it. You're seeing the same old dead strategies being played off and off and on and on and on, and they're not understanding. But I really don't know, you know. Go ahead, I mean, other people that come on the platform.
Because I just want to say, please just permit me. I just want to say thank you for saying that. No, that is all. Thank you for saying that. Because that's very simple. We are
Mr. St. Patrick, what you
Hmm.
think going to happen now?
No, listen.
What you think going to happen now?
What's going to happen, right? But listen, we're in an age now where I can't understand how we are not harnessing what we have, what we all have, right at our fingertips, right? If the PNM wants to actually win and wants to compete with the in the social media landscape, you must harness what you have. You must understand that here's what's going on. The voting landscape is changing, it's transforming. Yes, there's still the base voters and there's still the but if you really want the type of power that the UNC was wielding in 2025 with yellow is the code, the type of power them was wielding on social media and mainstream media, you understand that it caused people who even know that there's UNC to lost themselves and vote. You understand? People lost themselves in it. That is the reality. You understand? And we now you're looking at the PN, the People's National Movement, to now make a tack back, understand the difference, understand why you would have suffered the loss that you did, and now to come forward with a mechanism or a machine of your own that could utilize the same standards, and is just no. And that is not, it is not lack of honor or reputation or whatever you want to call it to use social media. Social media is a $1 trillion machine. You understand? We have the world's first trillionaire owns X. If social media wasn't something that was moving mountains and making nations change, then people like the President of the United States, Donald Trump, wouldn't have his own social media platform, Truth Social.
I'm glad you said that. Hold that point right there. Good evening, caller.
You ever got a fear trying to get you in the box? You wasn't getting me.
No, I wasn't getting it.
I still upset about the lie now. You understand?
Trinity, we done pass that already. Trinity, we done pass that. We done pass that.
Allow me, and then I will come down. This is how I'm doing this brief. I just want to say that this like can make me lose followers. This like can make me lose credit on this app. Arita, that lie that you just put on me there and try to cover it up with a sorry, I'm not taking that. Because when it was in my messages a few months ago, tell them, oh, no, we go and run away and search.
Come now, man. Come now, man. Come now, man. This. Come now, man. Come now, man. Come now, man. This is. We had to. We had to.
Okay.
This
Okay.
kind of
So
thing.
here's what. Here's what.
This kind of
Just
thing.
for that. Just for that.
This
Here's
kind of
what
thing,
I'm going
man.
to
Oh
do.
God, oh
Here's
God, oh
what I.
God.
Here's what I. No, 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 Jeffrey.
We here to talk about. We
No,
here to
no,
talk
no,
about the
no.
party. This personal thing.
Listen.
This
No, no,
personal
no, no,
thing, man.
Jeffrey. She said that Arita, was in she. Listen, was in she messages. Very good. Thanks, Damage. You I like that. I don't even follow this girl on social media. I don't even follow this girl on social media. So you see, that way it is you now do. Here what going on. Because here what? No time, no day. You will try to discredit me. You hearing what I'm telling you? Because I said in the initial of my comment, I said, and I'll say it again. And I'll say it again. If it wasn't she, before I made my statement, I apologized before. And if it is, it's her, well, then we go deal with that. Basically. For you to come and say that hold on, Mikhail, wait. Watch this. You should have never done that. You should have never done that.
There will be ramifications to what has happened here tonight. That is.
Yes, of course. I don't even follow Trinity on social media. So for to say that I was inside your DMs, to say that Arita, was in your DMs.
Get a closing comment. Let you wrap up tonight proceeding.
Yeah, because I find it get out of place, man. We was going good.
Watch it.
You understand?
Watch it. Hold on. Watch this. I'll come back. No, I of course. Watch. And I was on social media saying that somebody duplicated my account. So you had to come real good. Exactly, Crispin. All gloves off. Watch.
Yes, Father. So, Arita, we have to have a conversation. I see we have to have a conversation after the show because you see this kind of thing. At this point in time, we had to come to the close of the program. So I asking all the guests online here to come with a closing comment. Let me close off because we trying. In all organizations, go out teeth in his shoes. But we mustn't take this thing too far, man. It's going too far. So, Xavier, what you have to say, brother?
Just pray for peace and calm. Bye. I lost right now because I know Trinity. I know Trinity not backing down and Arita sounds serious. I don't know. I really asked for these two ladies to come and Larry. There's a greater good. There's a greater good that we had to we had to fight. Need that energy for the the common enemy.
It's true.
And let me put this behind us. This could be settled. There are bigger war that was settled and misunderstanding. Let me put this behind us now, ladies. You see that passion all you have? I think we could use it for the common enemy, to be quite honest. And I really hope that we could bring some kind of, again, reconciliation towards this, Mr. Jeffrey. I really don't like how the program went tonight.
I go work hard behind the scene, very hard behind the scene. So, Kyle, what you have to say in your closing comment? Right, I see a clear truth. You can someday.
Listen, I am a person where I would always say, if you're going to make a statement,
Mm-hmm.
right, especially on the live workers, you probably would have heard me before how I operate. But if you're going to say something, make sure that what you're saying is factual and that you could back it up with sources. I am very vehement about that. And I am so because there has been extremely strong misinformation machines operating in this country over the past year and some months, right? Whether it be purposeful or unpurposeful is up for debate, but that it was happening is unquestionable.
Yeah.
Now, what just happened tonight will have ramifications. Okay.
No,
there will be ramifications
no,
for what just
I
happened.
understand what you're saying, but I understand too. From the good book, it says, "Blessed is the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." It's not all the time we must make war. You understand? In the book of Ecclesiastes 6, have a time for everything, and I really don't believe there's a time for war. I is a spiritual man too as well, and there are people that does misinterpret and misread certain things, and when you get them sit down in a different space, they think differently. So I believe
we were attempting. I mean, you must say, workers, to be fair, you must say that in the conversation that we were all hearing on this live, Arita was attempting to make peace up until that call. You can't say otherwise. You can't, know. She really was. She kept on saying, "Hey, if it wasn't you, all right, blah 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 blah." The young lady, I'll call her young lady. The young lady decided that she don't want to hear that, and she still prime up for whatever it was. All right, now, workers. The Bible also said, the very same one. If you try, you try, you turn the cheek, didn't you? You get it once, you turn to the left. All right, you turn to the right. Well, you have no more cheeks, workers.
Yeah, but let me tell you next one. I hear we saying turn to the right, turn to the left. But the say if your brethren come to you 70 times 7, say forgive him in one day.
I appreciate that, worker. I appreciate that.
No, all are we here on the same boat, but traditions, where are they saying?
One more thing before I go. I'm going out.
Before you go, Kyle, we go try to talk to Trinity because Trinity is very passionate and Me and Mr. Jeffrey will try to have a conversation with her, and we hope that you
please
talk to her.
Please do.
Yeah, we will try to.
Say one thing.
We don't want no further.
We don't want
no further thing about it. No further exacerbation. To exacerbate
the situation. Of course not. But permit me to say this because I'm going
now. We
now.
try to talk to Trinity. Trinity is very passionate. When she have a view, she's very passionate about it. And Arita as well too is very passionate about it too. Because I bumped up Arita live, and she's very passionate on how she speaks, and she's very strong. So you have I can't say two lioness clashing.
Of course. I will say this. In the spirit of unity, because like you rightfully said, Xavier, we do have, I don't want to say a common enemy, but we do have, because I don't want to give it that we, them, but I will say that there is wrongs in the country to be righted. And to right those wrongs would require a level of unity of right-thinking citizens and persons like us spreading proper information, letting the country know exactly what is going on, why, etc., and so that they could make informed decisions as citizens in this country to right some of the wrongs that are very clearly happening. All right. So in order for those wrongs to be righted, and this is my final comment, we must have a level of clear-headedness and unity. And things like these would only cause fractures. And whether you like it or not, Arita is, and I'm saying this for the persons who are listening, who I know are listening behind the scenes, Arita is gaining in traction her life is simply gaining in popularity, whether you like it or not. It is happening and will continue to happen. So you have two options at this point to those who are listening in the background. One, dislike her and make her an enemy, which will end badly. Why will it end badly? Because she will get more popular, and eventually she will have a say in how things end coming to the next election. Two, make her an ally. You decide. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Kyle. And don't be a stranger to the program. I'm making you an ally here tonight. We's allies. You understand? So, Trinity Jones, what's your closing comments here tonight?
Well, good night, everybody. And that went from 0 to 100 in flash. However, we need to bear in mind that a pregnant woman is very emotional.
Yeah.
And Ole, please, while I understand everybody's emotions are bruised, we all there at some point in time. Give it time. Yeah? So, what I really want to tell the nation is that regardless of if it's Penny or Stuart Young or Marvin Gonzalez, no matter who it is, you have to look for the Balize when you go in and vote. You mightn't see any of them faces on your ballot. When a leader is appointed, he or she will make decisions as to who get what ministry according to their expertise and their experiences. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So just for the public, the PNM is not unsettled. By having these discussions would give the wider public that the PNM party is shaken. It is not, guys. It is restructuring, but it is by no means it is weak. It is an organization, it is structured, and it is regularized. It is unlike the UNC. They there so long, they don't even have a headquarters to call their own. They have no structure. They do things however they feel. That is not the PNM. So carrying on these kind of conversation, it gives off energy that the PNM is, they're struggling or they're unstable. It is not like that. It is not like that. Let's not mix internal affairs with general elections.
Okay, yeah.
Let's stay focused.
Trinity Tones, don't forget that message, man.
What's that?
Don't forget the inbox, man.
Right, so.
All right,
we are Riptide. Riptide, what's your closing comments here? You hear everything. What's your closing comment? Don't give me a long bouquet. Give it a shot.
I won't be long because I only know jump in. I won't say too much. All I can say is we still keep the foot on the necks. And make sure and just keep following them every step of the way because we can't let them out of our eyesight. And we have to just keep we are enterprise right now and make sure we don't make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah. So Vogo boss, what's your contribution here? I mean, you was quiet, but what's your contribution, Vogo boss? Closing contribution. El Vogo boss, you didn't think? Brother Michael, I know I'll leave you for last. Oh, Brother Michael must be sleeping. Brother Michael. Right, so Brother Michael sleeping like always. I don't know. So Xavier, it's just me and you. I mean, we hear everything from everybody. I hope you join us here tomorrow. We have a discussion to have after we end the live. But you see how a small thing could turn to a big thing just so. 0 to 100 real quick according to Trinity Jones. But at the end of the day, We supporting Penny full 100. And I'm glad everybody supported that too.
We have some external works to do as well too.
Well, as I say, thanks for joining us. I'm going to play 2 videos. One with Penny when she was younger. Nice, beautiful Penny. And Penny when she was older, when she would have won the internal. So thanks for joining me, Xavier. And I am out.
Bless night.
Yes, ma'am.
Bless night, Trinidad.
Days after she was rejected by the PNM screening committee for the seat of Arima, Pennelope Beckles says she is still in the dark as to whether it was a public praise of Kamla Prasad-Bissessa's rise to leadership of the UNC that worked against his election as a PNM candidate. But Beckles hates to think that had anything to do with it. Beckles also says that Mr. Manning never raised any concerns about her performance as an MP, but he did tell her that he wanted a younger candidate for the Arima seat.
What his position was, he said he wanted a youth candidate, and that was a person, that was a young person who had come through. She had been the youth league chairman in Arima, and she had been the chairman of the National Youth League.
Beckles was offered a diplomatic post by Mr. Manning, but she explained she had no choice but to turn it down. Why? Well,
I'm married now a year and a couple of months, and ideally for me, my first and foremost, I really would like to remain in Trinidad and Tobago.
So what's next for Beckles? Well, she says for the next few weeks she will continue to serve the people who elected her. On a more long-term basis, she says she's returning to her law practice. As to the PNM's chances at the polls, well, she says the ruling party should take nothing for granted.
I would say that once we continue to work hard, once we continue, you need to motivate your foot soldiers and do everything possible to ensure that they go out in the field positively with all the energy, and once that is done, I think we have a very good chance of forming a government.
She is the chosen one. Pennelope Beckles Robinson was announced as the new opposition leader of this country, the first woman opposition leader of the People's National Movement. Her appointment to the post was announced by the People's National Movement's General Secretary, Foster Cummings, on Wednesday evening.
The General Council has agreed that the Member of Parliament who will fill the role of Leader of the Opposition will be the MP for the constituency of Arima, the Honourable Pennelope Beckles Robinson.
Mrs. Beckles Robinson shared what would be her first focus in her new role.
Well, the first thing would be to meet with my members of Parliament as well as the senators appointed, look at a post-mortem, basically of the elections. There are 2 younger members, Christian Birchwood as well as Kareem Marcel, but there's a very experienced team. I mean, with Minister Imbert, I've been in the Parliament for quite a long time. So there's an experienced team, and it's a question of ensuring that we give the best support and guidance to our 2 colleagues, our 2 new colleagues, and as well as the 6 senators.
As it relates to the Parliament, she said the opposition intends to be a responsible one.
You would have seen during our term in office, there were several pieces of legislation that the then opposition objected to. I mean, even long before you even had the debate, they indicated that they wouldn't support. We intend to be a responsible opposition, and responsible means that, where pieces of legislation brought before the Parliament.
Before the General Council meeting, TTT News caught up with the party's former deputy political leader, Rohan Sinanan, who explained submitting his resignation on Wednesday.
I understand you resigned.
Well, wasn't I supposed to? If the political leader has sent a resignation letter, and the political leader appointed me, in following what is a principled stand, I am supposed to send in my resignation, right? So it's a principled stand, that's all.
And former Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Faris Al-Rawi, also expressed his views on the matter. Comments on the resignation so far today?
Expected. This is what happens. We had the anomaly of a prime minister resigning and not resigning as a political leader, and I had a lot to say about that. So this is par for the course. There'll be a lot of national reflection and engineering. It was a social and political experiment.
And Mr. Young's resignation today as well, too.
Again expected.
Mrs. Beckles Robinson also addressed supporters outside of Balize House following her announcement to the post.
Well, I just want to say to the people who are gathered here today that we have had times when the PNM has been in opposition. What is important is that we have always returned to government.
Trinidad and Tobago now has, for the first time in its history, a president, prime minister, and opposition leader who are all women. Sonolala, TTT News.